Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're going to be looking at something I think a lot of you will find pretty relevant, especially if you're an entrepreneur or a public figure. Someone who's really trying to make an impact, and that's the power of style. So we're going to be unpacking some key insights from the book Styling for Entrepreneurs and Public Figures, crafting a powerful image to see, kind of how we can leverage style strategically. Have you ever noticed how some people they just seem to command attention? It's not always charisma. A lot of
Right.
times it's strategic styling.
Absolutely.
Uh,
Yeah, this book really digs into the psychology of first impressions. And it's so interesting how, we're talking split-second judgments that people make based purely on how you look.
Right.
Before you even say a word, people are already sizing you up, forming opinions about your competence, your trustworthiness, even your personality just from your appearance.
It's so true. And I think we all do it, whether we're conscious of it or not. Think about a time when you met someone and just their appearance, immediately made you think, wow, they've got it together. Or
Yeah.
maybe on the flip side, their style made you question their credibility.
Oh, yeah, totally.
We've all been there.
It happens all the time. And so when you're building a business or, putting yourself out there in the public eye, those initial visual cues can have a huge impact. Like your style becomes this unspoken language that really shapes how people perceive you and your message.
Okay, so how do we decode this style language?
Yeah.
The book talks about industry-specific style, which I thought was really fascinating. You probably wouldn't expect a tech entrepreneur to dress the same way as a financial advisor. What's the reasoning behind that?
Well, it's all about aligning your visual presentation with your target audience. Like, think about the tech industry. There's often a huge emphasis on innovation and disruption. You think of Steve Jobs and his black turtleneck. That wasn't just a personal preference. It actually helped to solidify Apple's image, as being simple, innovative, and approachable.
Interesting. So it's not about conforming to some rigid dress code. It's about understanding these subtle cues that resonate with your audience.
Exactly. And it's also about finding that balance between, reinforcing your brand message while still staying true to yourself. And this is where the idea of a signature style comes in, which is something the book digs into.
Yeah, it's like having a secret weapon. That instant visual recognition that tells people who you are and what you stand for, like Barack Obama with his sharp minimalist suits, or Oprah with her vibrant colors. These consistent elements become part of their brand.
And what's so cool is how those elements can be broken down.
Yeah.
It's not just about a single garment. It's about a consistent approach to color palettes, patterns, silhouettes, even accessories. When all these things work together, they create a powerful and memorable image.
And that visual consistency helps people recognize and remember you.
Absolutely. It's like building a visual shorthand for your brand.
This makes me think, what message does my current style send? What could I tweak to really amplify my impact? I know the book gives some helpful prompts for figuring out your own personal style goals.
Yeah, it really encourages you to think about the image you want to project, and the qualities you want to emphasize. Do you want to be seen as approachable and friendly? Or authoritative and confident? Maybe creative and innovative? Your style choices can really help convey those messages.
So let's say we've done some soul searching and we have a better sense of our style goals. How do we translate that vision into a functional wardrobe? I know the book gets into the nuts and bolts of building a wardrobe that works.
It does, and one of the key principles is quality over quantity. It's not about having a closet bursting with clothes. It's about investing in well-made pieces that are going to last.
So for someone just starting to build a more intentional wardrobe, what are some of those foundational pieces they should focus on? I know the book has some specific suggestions for both men and women.
It does, but, instead of listing every single item, I think it's helpful to think about the underlying principles. For men, it's often about having, a few well-tailored suits or blazers, quality shirts that can be dressed up or down, versatile trousers, having a core set of pieces that can be mixed and matched to create different looks.
And I imagine the same principle applies to women's wardrobes,
Yeah.
building a foundation of versatile, high-quality pieces.
Absolutely. Yeah. Tailored jackets, blouses that can go from day to night, well-fitting pants or skirts. These are the building blocks. But the key is to choose pieces that align with your personal style and also flatter your body type.
Fit is so crucial. A poorly fitting garment can sabotage even the most expensive outfit.
Yeah.
Fabric, too. It's not just about the style, it's about that attention to detail, which, as we discussed, really speaks volumes.
You're right. High-quality fabrics not only look and feel better, but they drape better and last longer.
Okay, so we've laid the groundwork with quality basics. But a wardrobe can't be all business, right? How do we inject some personality into the mix? I think that's where accessories come in.
Yeah, you got accessories are like the secret weapon to making a look truly your own. They can completely transform an outfit, add a pop of color, a touch of whimsy, even a dose of authority. It's like the spice rack of your style repertoire.
I love that analogy.
Mm,
And just like spices, accessories should be used strategically. Too much can overwhelm the dish, but the right amount can elevate it to a whole new level.
so true.
And the best part is accessories let you play with your style without breaking the bank. You can experiment with different trends and colors and textures without committing to a whole new wardrobe.
Exactly. And don't underestimate the power of a statement piece, you know? A bold necklace, a unique watch, a colorful scarf. Those can all inject personality into a simple outfit and make you stand out.
Speaking of standing out, the book makes a great point about shoes. It argues that they're often overlooked but can really make or break an outfit.
Yeah, I completely agree. Shoes are like the punctuation mark of your look. They can add a touch of sophistication or playfulness or even a sense of power. And just like with clothes, quality matters. Investing in a few pairs of well-made shoes that are both stylish and comfortable is going to pay off in the long run.
This is making me want to go on a shoe shopping spree. But seriously, I think a lot of people get intimidated by the idea of building a stylish wardrobe. They might worry it's too expensive or too time-consuming. What advice would you give them?
I would say start small. You don't need to overhaul your entire wardrobe overnight. Begin by identifying a few key pieces that you love and that align with your style goals, and then gradually add to your collection over time. Remember, building a stylish wardrobe is a journey, not a destination.
It's about making conscious choices that reflect who you are and how you want to be perceived. It doesn't have to be complicated or overwhelming.
Exactly. And the more you experiment, the more you'll develop your own unique sense of style, which is ultimately what makes you stand out.
We've talked a lot about the external elements of style, clothes, accessories, grooming. But the book also delves into something really interesting, the psychology behind it all. It argues that true style goes beyond just the clothes you wear. It's about how you carry yourself and the confidence you project.
You're so right. Confidence is like the invisible accessory that completes any outfit. And the interesting thing is there's this powerful feedback loop between how we dress and how we feel. When you dress in a way that makes you feel good, you naturally project more confidence. And that confidence in turn makes you look and feel even better.
It's like style becomes this self-fulfilling prophecy.
Mm-hmm.
The more you embrace it as a tool for self-expression and empowerment, the more confident you become.
Absolutely. And that confidence shines through in everything you do, from how you interact with people to how you present yourself in meetings or on stage.
So how can we cultivate that inner confidence? Is it something you're just born with, or can it be developed?
While some people might be naturally more confident, it's definitely a skill you can develop. And a big part of it is self-awareness, understanding your strengths, accepting your flaws, and focusing on what makes you feel good.
So it's about embracing your individuality and finding a style that aligns with your authentic self, not trying to fit into someone else's mold.
Exactly. And that authenticity is what makes personal styles so compelling. It's not about blindly following trends. It's about expressing your unique personality and values through your clothing choices.
The book makes a great point about posture
Yeah.
and how it plays into that overall sense of confidence. Just standing up straight and making eye contact can have a huge impact on how people perceive you.
It really does. And it's not about being stiff or formal. It's about projecting an air of self-assurance.
It's interesting to think about how these seemingly small details, posture, eye contact, even the way you walk, they all contribute to your overall image.
They absolutely do. And when you combine that with a wardrobe that makes you feel confident and authentic, you create this powerful synergy. And that can help you achieve your goals both personally and professionally.
This has been a fascinating discussion so far. We've explored the nuances of building a personal style that aligns with your goals. And we've touched on the psychology behind it all. But there's one more element from the book that I want to touch on before we wrap up, and that's context. The book emphasizes that style isn't static. It needs to adapt to different settings and situations.
That's such a crucial point. A boardroom meeting calls for a different level of formality than a casual networking event. And international business trips might require you to adjust your style to respect local customs and sensibilities.
So how do we strike that balance between staying true to our personal style while also being mindful of the context?
It's about being adaptable without losing your core sense of self. You can still incorporate your signature elements, your preferred colors, patterns, silhouettes, but just adapt them to the occasion. For example, you might wear a tailored suit to a formal presentation, but choose a more relaxed blazer and chinos combination for a casual meeting.
And I imagine cultural sensitivity plays a big role too, especially in today's globalized world.
Absolutely. It's so important to do your research and understand the cultural norms of the place you're visiting. What's considered appropriate attire in one culture might be completely inappropriate in another.